Today, I want to talk to you about what your numbers actually tell you when we're talking about your financials. I'm sure all of you have heard that, right? Knowing your numbers, having financial statements, keeping them up to date is very important. And you've heard it from me, and you'll hear it from a lot of other people. But what do those numbers and those reports actually tell you? Well, it obviously talks about your accounting and your finances, what money's coming in, what money's going out, where the money's coming from, and right, and who you're paying the money to. It'll tell you your net income. So for the company, right, are you making money or are you losing money every month, every quarter, every year? But when you have proper accounting set up and you're tracking the customers and what's being sold and all that, it goes and actually gives you a lot more detail than a lot of people think about. And it goes again beyond accounting. It starts to touch into your right, marketing and operations and things that not everybody thinks that it can come from your accounting numbers. By tracking where your customers are located, right, it tells you where your customers are buying from. And that's important because when you look at sales taxes, you need to know where your customers are, which is why you need to, right, have customer addresses recorded somewhere in your systems. It will also tell you when you're recording and tracking what's being sold, what your top sellers are. Whether you're talking products or services, it's going to tell you what are people buying the most and when are they buying those. By having your expenses in there and your costs in there, you're going to be able to look at what does it actually cost me to produce my product or service, right? Which is important because that comes into play for pricing, and the pricing, right, translate or connects to your branding and your messaging and your marketing. It's also going to allow you to produce cash flow projections, right? As long as you've recorded all the information properly, you're going to be able to do some projections out going, what money am I expecting to come in when? What money am I expecting to go out? And that can, make you understand what money you need to set aside for future things, whether that's right expenses in your company, payroll, source deductions, or sales tax payments, income taxes, right, or paying suppliers. It helps you with all of that. And this is why it's important to put in things like due dates, right? Because that's going to help with cash flow projections. Another thing that it really does allow you, depending on, again, what information you have, because it's also, um, right, it all depends on how detailed you get in your accounting system, potentially marketing, right, and CRMs and customer relationship management, and that is if you're tracking where customers are coming from, right? How long it takes from an initial conversation to them actually becoming customers. All part of, again, your marketing, your operations, is that can be very, very important data for you to have, and very, very important information, so that you can see if you can need to streamline any of your right sales processes. Maybe if, tracking when an order comes in versus when the order goes out can help you, right, determine if that whole process in there is taking too long, right? It also helps you track how long it's taking your customers to pay, and you can track and you can see, right, who pays well, who doesn't pay well. Maybe there's some systems that you can put in place to accept other payment methods, because maybe that's going to help free up cash flow, even if there's a small cost associated to it, right? Sometimes having, $100 in the bank faster is better than having 105, because that 105 isn't going to show up till weeks later. So all of this is information that you can get from your accounting systems. And of course, the financial numbers themselves are important, right? Where's your money coming from? Where's your money going to? And at one of the most important ones, are you making money at the end of the year? Because this is what you need to hand off to your right tax preparer so that you can find out what you owe the government. And of course, registering for sales taxes and paying and remitting sales taxes, it's also important for right, for those numbers as well. But I just wanted to give you some food for thought that the numbers that we're talking about, just by putting in really good data like customer information, supplier information, due dates, terms, potentially, right, where somebody's coming from, when an order's been placed versus when it's been shipped, right? Having this information um, can give you a lot of good data to sort through and allow you to actually look deeper at your business, and allow you to grow your business better because you have that data at your fingertips. Still have questions about this? Because I know lots of people do, and it's a little bit different way of looking at your accounting beyond just, am I making money at the end of, right, a month, a quarter, a year? Reach out. Let's have a conversation. I'm always happy to talk to people and, right, make sure that you're getting the most out of the information that you have.